Um,
$30 now? He makes more than me.
You know what? I think I'll get my can.
On my way out. I am leaving.
Penelope.
No, since I'm obviously not appreciated around here, I am going to cut my salary by 100%.
I think she's trying to fish his way too.
Okay.
I ordered all the supplies.
Why?
Mm.
Why does he?
You trash. Under the counter. Open the cash and give me the money. Got it. Hurry up. It's okay. I don't know where. Only if I get what I want. Can you bring it till? Give me what? First. It's only like 50 years. I'm gonna need a deposit before dinner. $50? Just $50 for the knife. What? Give me your knife. Come on. I paid 60 for the knife. I've got 15. 75 for the knife. 65. 65. What do you say? Do 15 with you. I killed you. Been a flash. 20. 11 in progress. Requesting backup immediately. I'm guessing love is wrong. Oh my god. It's me, Alex. Hey, face on the floor. Sorry, know each other?
Oh, it's two.
So, I saw the kid with a knife down and about the knife from. Well, the knife from the guy. That's what happened.
Yeah.
Did you have any clue what he was doing?
Into the counter.
Last time I saw him in his toxin, the cops said they found the system. They haven't said what it was. No, it's just that it was poison, but the poison didn't kill him. Interesting. There's no scratch marks on the door, no dents. So he didn't try to get out. Whatever he was dosed with, when it hit him fast. Incapacitation. My best guess is that he was poisoned 20, 30 minutes before he got that thing. You know he was dosed. It's a big house. Somebody could have been in here and you'd never have known. Hey, security cameras. You have all of them from me?
Yes.
We need to see all the footage from that afternoon.
Oh, hey, Brady. Triangles. Curls up on his clothes and waits for Daddy to come home. Brett. Obstinate jerk. Every year I make him promise not to get me anything, and every year he breaks it.
What? Well, no more now.
It's not Texas Rangers. Texas Rangers open up. It's vehicle. Miss Wilson. Yes. Hi, I had your class, but my name is Sean. I'm really please as my family is requested from someone with ECAB all over my locker.
So I heard.
Oh. It's a high school. The main office has everyone's locker combinations on file. I imagine the teachers have access.
Excuse me?
You know what ECAB means, right?
All cops are bastards.
Which you agree with, right?
You told me.
Words in my mouth.
Yeah.
Last summer, looting broke out in my neighborhood. First, I thought, yes, oh, the revolution is finally here. They weren't protesters. I know what a protest looks
I don't know,
like.
man.
They started torching the cars on my block.
No. Wow.
I didn't. Major challenge. Challenge? What challenge? I ate all the candy in 24 years, just like you said.
Mm.
You told him to eat all his candy?
No, he said I had a pension. I thought he would eat
Yeah,
some, get sick, and not learn the rest.
I'm really hoping your case for motherly here.
How in the world could you possibly have eaten all that candy? Well, it's easy, but I can't do it. There's nothing left. I'm not feeling too well. If I still feel like this tomorrow, can I stay home from school?
You're not skipping school because your mom made you eat a ton of candy.
And don't you dare say that at school. We're already in the system. How did it end? What did I hear about my day? It was great. I played some Foursquare with some kids at recess. And I wish I had some hoops after school. If you guys want to do anything later, let me know. I don't want to miss out listening to the trip on it. kid is yearning on the candy coursing through his veins.
Or sugar with the boy.
But it's made it normal.
Nobody ever needs to know about this.
He said, oh, sure.
You too. You too. Oh. I'm sorry.
I'm not looking out in an area way off surrounded by wildlife.
So your role is, I'm a snake. So if you do all your tasks, you'll know who the imposter is. I'm almost done. Then we get him. We have Nibble, jump him in the night, just stab him. Okay. Cool. Where's your, do you have a task in here? Like you're down here maybe? Like over here maybe? Right here. How did you, wait. How did you get the imposter? Hey, Sentinels, listen, I know your ghost is around, you can probably hear me, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and revive Gary, and then I'm gonna talk to him. Oh, I hit the wrong guy. Well, I guess you're mine now. This is fun. Take all the chips and alls. No. 80 seconds and I'll be back, boys. Don't you worry. Stick around. This will be fun. Alright. So how do I feel called burst of bubblegum? That's like chewing gum increases your view. I don't know. What is this mod? Let me find somebody that has a really strong looking jaw. It's kind of really strong. Burst of bubblegum on. Oh, I did it on Sun. No.
What? Hello? I'm in a bubble.
Who died here? Oh, Nico, did you kill somebody here?
What do you mean? Oh! Don't stop on it.
I got this. I got this. I got this. Tell us what happened. What is wrong with you? Okay. Is there anything I haven't killed with yet? Because I need more points. Listen, me, Sigils, and Nicole are all clear. Right? Right. I don't know if you're clear.
While everyone is busy praising Thomas for his exceptional javelin skills, and many see him as the one to shatter records, I have a different view.
Hey, Mr. John, my mom is unhinged. She just told me in the car ride to drive me back to university. She's like, I never told you that I did this, but one time when you were little, I was taking you to a cafe, and I ran into somebody that I used to know from high school, and I was like, hey, oh my God, how are you? And I started walking over to her, and I saw her make a stuffed face to the woman she was standing next to and go like, oh my God, I don't want to see her, blah, blah, blah. So by the time I reached her, whatever comes out of my mouth next is going to be in service of helping her. Well, they started catching up on their lives and what they've missed since high school, and this woman's being like, yeah, I'm a singer-songwriter, I used to work under this professor, but I outgrew him, blah, blah, blah. Just kind of being like rude and uninterested in my mom and being pretty conceited. She gives my mom the green light that she can pray, and she says, what do you do? Now, my mom is a caretaker, but she's a damn good caretaker artist. She looked this woman dead in the eye, she said, my mom is unable to see this phone.
I snuck a pig that I found on Craigslist in my parents' home in high school, and I had it for 6 weeks secretly, potty trained in the first day, and then my mom finally went into my room and found a pig in it. Go figure. And so we can't have this here. And then I was like, no, we get to know Iggy a little bit. And she did, and fell in love. And then one of our asshole neighbors called away on us and was like, we have livestock. And she kind of has livestock.
Yeah.
So I get to a farm, soccer season, so I didn't come to go see it. And when I finally go see it,
Here's
she was the size of a Volkswagen Jetta with 800 nipples, and she was pretty sweet. I was like, that's not my pig, that's your pig. I don't get pills. I don't know.
Baby girl, right?
That's like the last time I did it. She seems like she's doing just fine. I snuck a pig that I found.
Looks like there's only one missing.
Oh, man. Anyway.
Antes de y dejando. There is in the him.
Something I do sex faults. Sounds like solution. That's what doesn't count. People's comments where you can find facts and purchase it, or go for purchase and not
It's time for the shallow. Rather than filming as much as the next guy, but it's kind of been swamped. So most Southern California's being poisoned. Shell, that's how we prevent the chemicals from getting us down. Shut up. Calcium hydroxide. That's going to get the tunnel.
Mineral as chemicals contains flora.
Calcium hydroxide was working on slightly spat form, like shallow.
Once it solidifies, it won't be able to seep into the aquifer.
Exactly. So it's a solution.
So just stay in the plant, but we can help dogs on use bark, which is a very different relax, so I didn't see what it's nice. Let's just get started.
Mhm.
So when my mom and I were leaving her
Not
we
true.
walked up to our gate, I was rather surprised when a man traveling alone in his 40s came up to me and said, "Excuse me, but are you Rebecca Perry?" I was just not ready for that. I very fully expected this man to say, "Excuse me, is this the book to London or some other old person with like you remember that show of he was a nice guy who told me that he watched my videos with his daughter. Ah, child was watch me. Now that makes sense. Well, fair play to you, dedicated parental youth. There was this one time back in 2019 that I was in downtown San Antonio for San Japan, the big old Fest anime convention. I was there to sing at a concert with a couple of YouTubers, Caleb Hyland, and a good Sarah and CG5. Before the convention started, we all went to dinner and quickly went all before we back to the hotel. I was in the front seat, Caleb was in the back seat. Way faster than talking about something very interesting because I had turned toward my window to better speak to him over my shoulder. The car stopped at a red light, and so when my mom and I we walked up to our gate, I chemistry homework with
So, mm, oh, um,
Why is there a cruiser here? Something they do make you feel bad. Boy, you're gonna see me with paperwork, huh? Go to the car and grab a Betty pack. Ain't worry about this. Stories from the 40s, killing 40s. Chemistry homework with grandpa. That's right.
Well, I mean, my Super City had a heart attack. Not a true short. Super City. It's never past that. Nice bike. Hell, what was my favorite app?
Where's the blood pressure button on this monitor? Dude, your voice activated. Check blood pressure.
Checking blood pressure.
So we switched over to E6 2 months ago. Why was what you thought happening? Why I shot us? Why shots keep making more than an antique in this department? If you keep up with stuff, I don't know if you guys keep changing things on it. Please only try to get it. Take it. See, got me quiet. Yeah, makes sense. You should know what's going on. Start in your project. What? After we drop them off? I think I'm sorry. Oh, but if you're not able to pick up the band in your shop, delivery shop. Where is the book?
People with Tourette syndrome deserve to be out in public and do not. People with Tourette syndrome deserve to be out in public and do not. People with
Whenever you're ready, just let me know.
What's
People with Tourette syndrome deserve to be out in public and do not deserve to. People with Tourette syndrome deserve to be out in public and do not deserve to. People with Tourette syndrome deserve to be out in public and
now I wish it was easy to find people that
She said she'd heard about my work stoppage and asked me to explain myself. I told her that if she heard about it from my supervisor, then she already knew why I wasn't working and I didn't need to explain it again. She tried buddying up to me, being friendly, then being stern, then being angry. I kept my composure and told her that the longer the company held out on my bonus, the longer I was going to miss out on sales from my territory. I then gave her my average daily amount of sales from the previous year, and quantified what the total loss would be for a week of me not selling, and how much cheaper it would be just to make the money to get me back to selling. Then I thanked her for her time and told her I'd be leaving work as soon as I left her office. And I did. The following day I did again, checked my emails, some of which were farewell emails from coworkers who went over their stolen bonuses, and sat on Monster.com until I was told to go to the office of the national sales manager.
He's the gatekeeper. He's in charge of all 200 of us. He told me he understood that I was upset. I could see why. I asked him if withholding the bonuses from 80% of the sales force was his idea or someone else's. He didn't answer. He did tell me that I would be getting a check on Monday, and could I please go back to work now? I told him I'd be going back to my desk, but work wouldn't start until the check was in my hand. When I went back and checked my emails, yep, more defections. The next day an email went out to the entire sales force. Management had taken a look at the numbers, reevaluated the financials, and determined that June bonuses would be issued shortly. The email also apologized for the delay, and reminded us that as salesmen, we were the core of the company and our hard work was appreciated. I also received another email, this time from the national sales manager, who told me while bonuses were scheduled for Monday, he'd be walking my check to my desk the following day. The following day I showed up, sat down, and shortly afterwards the national sales manager walked on up and handed me my bonus check. I thanked him, and handed him my resignation effective immediately. In my resignation letter I requested that a check for my unused vacation time please be cut and given to me before I left the building. When he finished reading it I told him I'd clean out my desk while I waited for the vacation check. While I was doing that, one of my coworkers also resigned effective immediately. We were walked out at the same time and ended up getting drunk at the bar across the street. I learned later from coworkers that remained that even though the company issued the bonuses, they lost about 20% of the sales force in the following 2 months. She said she'd heard about the only mechanic in the town we lived at, and Tom made sure to tell his dad about the things my mother did to me. Needless to say, he was on my side. So after we'd done our shopping, we stopped at the mechanic so they could look. My dad doesn't say a word. He gets up, takes the metal tube umbrella out of the sand, and starts beating the ever-living F out of that guy until he is half passed out. He then stares down his friends until they leave. Another time, back when he was in school, the principal's son was a real dickhead, always bullying smaller, weaker, younger kids. My dad couldn't take his poop. He's always hated injustice. So one day, while this kid who felt like God was bullying some poor little kid, my dad went up to him and told him to stop. The kid ignored him. My dad told him, if you are so brave, why don't you come and do that with someone your own size? The kid just laughed at him and told him to mind his own effing business if he didn't want him to tell his dad. The kid kept berating the other smaller child who was almost in tears. So my dad went up to the kid, pushed him on the ground, and started kicking him. After the kid looked pretty hurt, my dad got him in a lock and started slapping his butt in front of everyone and told him, go on, tell your dad, call your dad. The kid started screaming, Dad, come please, like a banshee, until a teacher did call the principal. He came and got my dad off his son, and called my grandma into school. So the kid told his story, highly skewed. My dad kept cool and told what actually happened. The principal was furious. My dad told how everything went, to which my grandma told the principal, I know my son. He is not a liar, and absolutely not a bully. Your son had it coming. Tell him to learn how to behave, because my son won't tolerate the kind of behavior, and I fully support it. My badass grandma then just went home with my dad, and told him to make sure there are no witnesses next time he kicks his SS. So, my dad doesn't say a word. He kicked down. How about that?
Okay. Okay, cool. Let me see. My brother's sister-in-law is encouraging her best friend to seduce my husband and told him to terminate our baby.
Did you know that if in Red Dead Redemption 2 you fail to save the camp from the O'Driscolls 3 times in a row, then kill every single lawman in the St. Denis prison, followed by killing every single prisoner, then kill the mad scientist, antagonize these 2 Lemoyne raiders, kill Micah early in the game, and finally jump from the tallest waterfall in the whole game, I can assure you something completely unexpected and creepy will happen. Did you know that if in
What you watching?
What happens if you give them $5,000 in Fallout? If you come to this abandoned place, you can find several buildings with only robots inside. And if you decide to come bowling, you can hear that. Just $5,000. Do you take cabs? No, except that if you decide not to obey by going straight to the bowling alley, you will see that all the robots will start coming towards you to eliminate you. On the other hand, if you tell the robot that you cannot pay this amount, the robot will tell you that. Just $5,000. $5,000. That's ridiculous. It is. Have something to feel ashamed. But it's not over, since if you manage to find money as soon as you come to see the robot to tell it that you are going to pay, you will be able to hear it tell you that. Just $5,000. We've actually doing good here. Very well. Feel free to dig any openly. They aren't working at the moment, but as soon as a service technician shows up, it's not in your name. Except that if you decide to wait a few minutes, you will see that no one will come to repair the bowling alley. And if you pick up a ball on the ground, you can start playing. What happens if you get them? Are you sure he's not just dressed up as a COPD? Hello, ladies. What is Halloween? Alright, if I have to save a life, so be it. It is what I do. Yeah, again? These lungs need to be drained. I see you wait until morning. Give them the procedure now, or I swear I'll make sure all of you lose your medical licenses. I will shut this hospital down. Okay, you know what?
Ow, ow.
You're absolutely right. It's like we forgot our clinic. Okay, I'm going to be a sedative, and I'm personally going to take you to the OR, okay, where I will be performing your procedure.
Why are you laughing?
I love you so much.
I'm loving it.
Why are you laughing?
Because you wait and your hands are fucking asleep and then
Why are you laughing?
No, 30, boys.
you complain about pain, but yet you're the one that's causing it to yourself.
What?
Doris, everyone take their lunch break.
No, why are you laughing?
Hey, Red, finish filling that order before you go.
Like I said, you complain about the pain in your hand, but yet you're the one that's causing it.
You want me to
What pain?
Yes. You have any answer? No.
What pain?
You're behind.
Your
You're not gonna
wrist.
finish by the end of the day. Okay, so I'll stay late. I can use yoga. We don't pay overtime. You're working too slow. This is my problem. You gave me a bigger order than everybody else. Everyone takes their turn with the bigger orders. I could just be a team player. Yeah, well, no. How about don't be a little bitch and get to keep your job? It's now 30, boys and Doris. Everyone take their lunch. So was epic. Yes.
What do you mean that's reason? I'm looking for it.
Ow!
What did I do?
Not you, teddy bear.
Right. Right there. Oh, it's not.
She grabbed my wrist hard, yelling, I'm not finished talking to me. I threw my still ball and fist forward, keeping with my stride to break her grip as I hadn't stopped my momentum. This caused her grabbing arm to slam hard into the corner of the wall that I had just turned into while stumbling back. She fell down 2 flights of stairs. She screamed in pain, but I left the house and took off. The aftermath of that incident was that my aunt called the cops on me in an attempt to press charges. She was taken to the hospital, suffered a fractured wrist, and was put in a cast. The cherry on top was that she had paralyzed her spine after falling down the stairs and was now bound to a wheelchair. Her story changed every time she told the cops what happened, while my story was spot on every time. I can still recall that moment down to the smell of the house, where I was facing the working and non-working light bulbs, etc., forever ingrained in me. I was kicked out of the house, and I couldn't visit my sister or my mom there at the house again. fine by me as I didn't want to see my tyrannical crippled head ever again. I was happy to meet my mother and sister in the local diner or outlet. We could be ourselves there and not hostages to the Happy Wheels tyrant in our own home. Years later, my mom wised up, got out of that abusive relationship with her sister and moved out on her own. She got a temporary nice place, invested wisely and with the help from the church, got help getting a place of her own. In 2009, after the housing crisis, she bought her own place that she could never have afforded on her own prior to the market crash. Despite this, I waited for years for another opportunity to get back at my aunt and leave her in ruins. I could not forgive her for what she did to my mother. How she kept her in financial hardship for a decade while she sat on a bank account full of cash and assets, or when she forced my sister to pay for damages because the water heater burst. My aunt and mother had been away one weekend leaving my sister at home, and she didn't discover the flooded rooms for hours. My aunt's reasoning, it was her responsibility to watch the house. I guess it's not the responsibility of the homeowner to maintain the water heater before it goes. Let's leave it up for a $5,000 financial burden before the flood insurance kicks in on a 16-year-old girl. Her spine, while a nice touch, was not enough.
Okay.
It needed to be intentional for me to be satisfied, and I want to hurdle this at all. 2 decades later, and I still had no contact with my aunt. But I did keep in constant contact with my cousins. While I'm not going to divulge what I do for a living, I can say that I work with and for the government. I've worked my butt off getting to where I'm at today. I'm known for being truthful, wise, and giving good advice when asked. Because of this, I often talk financially with my cousins, all of whom are money smart and are doing well for themselves. They often then relay this information to their scheming mother who has no mind for business and investments. By this point, all that money she got from her house sale, her divorce settlement, her previous investments was pretty much gone. I spent years planning on the perfect trap, and it took a long time to prepare everything to make sure everything appeared right. Now let's slip to my cousins about some future real estate plans as new area of living. I told them it may be worth a lot more because of future development taking place in the area. All of that was true and backed up by what was in the newspaper and new construction signs that newly appeared on Google Maps at the time. The rest was fabricated by myself, backed up by actual information I looked up on real estate websites and projects I was working on through my work. My cousins relayed this information to my aunt, and a few weeks later, she started making phone calls to real estate agents trying to buy lots of land in the undeveloped and terrible area of her new house. Over the course of a few months to a half a year, she spends $500,000 of her last remaining savings on land, hoping it will pay out when the area is developed in the
What is that?
However, what she didn't know was that this
About
Ooh. Hell.
that was an angle here that I got out.
That fucking hurt so bad it made my back twitch up.
Sorry.
Ooh.
didn't have any plans to develop in those immediate areas. In fact, analysis showed that building in those areas was poor planning and would cost the taxpayers 2 to 3 times as much as the land was not environmentally sound. It was best to build 6 miles away. So, 2 years after my aunt purchased that land, it was still worthless. Despite this, she refused to sell the land unless she got it for at least the same price. That's when sweet karma hit her in a way I couldn't possibly have foreseen. My cousin informed me soon after that the value of the land increased significantly because it was not environmentally sound to build anything commercial there. It became zoned for commercial use, so
Huh?
probably 3 of the 4 blocks of land she purchased became farms filled with dead meats next to my store abandoned buildings or industrial complexes. Nobody could build on it, nor does anyone want to buy it. She stuck with it, and there's nothing she can do about it. Best part is, my cousins have absolutely no idea that I set them up for their mother to take the future.
It's purple. This area right here is purple.
Now, the internet was speaking when I thought it was going to snow again in the West Coast. The old cuckoo.
It's probably because it's old and so it's blood.
Yeah, it's been that way.
That is where my belt.
The hoo-ha. And it did it. It did it. It tricked me.
Kid to say I believe it, but when the real principal brought in the kid, he said no, they're my friend. It was those other kids and a bunch of other little anything to get me in trouble. So the petty revenge comes in here. I was doing my best to make the bus driver's life hell in little passive-aggressive ways. She got annoyed at anything, so it was easy. But Karen was harder to do anything to. After fighting with the bus driver and the assistant principal for most of the year, revenge came in the form of a police fundraiser. They were advertising it on the local TV news and local.
Not have a tag for that animal. You will have to go home now. Do not have a tag for that.
Are crazy.
Sorry, I gotta adjust. Oh. Okay. Okay. Next time you want to pick on this side, let's not lay on the leg. Oh. Muscle trying to relax is causing muscle spasms. Okay, you keep your drink out of my ass. It is James Wallet.
Just the rest of my lips. Sing.
What's the craziest thing you see in a woman's prison?
I went to a transgender. It was a girl who was masculine. Her name was Frankie.
What do you mean by fake Lamborghini Urus? It's a Urus, right?
I think it's fake and broken.
What do you mean broken?
Well, it only has 3 exhaust pipes. I know the real ones have 4. See?
Oh yeah, that's broken for sure. It's missing one.
Yeah, it also doesn't have the Lamborghini logo anywhere. It says Marbly or something like that.
Mansory?
Oh yeah, that's it.
Looks like this, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's definitely fake. Why are you selling it?
My husband cheated on me and he doesn't think I know. He's in Spain right now and he's coming back tomorrow, so I need to sell the car quick. He put it under my name for tax reasons. I'm selling it as get back for cheating on me.
Can you do $2,300? I think $5,000 is a little too much. That exhaust pipe is going to cost me a lot to fix.
Least I can do is $4,000. I need the money.
Okay, fine, I can do that.
You need to come tonight. I have no time to waste. If you can't come by tonight, I need to find a new buyer.
I'm on my way, right now.
I'm expecting my car back with no scratches in 1 hour. This is the husband. I will be suing you if you don't return it.
Okay, fine.
Actually,
No, you ain't getting shit back. This is my car. You can have my old car.
you'll be hearing from my lawyer.
What do you mean by fake Lamborghini Urus?
The goat sliced open a wolf's belly, then pulled out the babies one by one. Seeing the little goat's battered body, the mother was heartbroken. Then she realized one baby goat was missing, but it wasn't inside the wolf. One day the mother found a boy wearing a woolen sweater. She brought him home, and warned him not to go outside.
Just how many fingers did you feed him?
I won't tell you. Please come.
Myth busting in Red Dead Redemption 2, the last one will shock you. Myth number 1.
If you are beaten in front of the police, they will react and arrest the aggressors. Myth busted. Myth number 2, you can disarm an NPC by shooting his hand. Myth busted. Myth number 3, if you knock out someone after exactly 2 minutes, they will get up and walk away. Myth busted. Myth number 4, you can shoot someone's drink. Myth confirmed. Before myth number 5, make sure you follow me. Myth number 5, opossums will play dead if you get too close to them, but they will run if you are trying to skin them. Even shooting won't make them move. But when we try to skin them, they run. Myth confirmed. Myth busting and red.
So, telling me that you mental SWAT is 700 pounds. Yes, sir. Don't worry, Coach. I'll get it up. The SWAT 700 pounds. Jackson SWAT. It's what? Yes, sir. It's next. Let me check. We did a testing right before camp started. And Jackson here, he broke a record on 700 pounds. What was Jackson bitch? See. Express. Okay, looks like Jackson did break the local record, but he did the Express, running 405. Oh my. He did 6 reps before 405, which would technically be 480, but we just called it 475 since it wasn't a 1 rep max. Hold up, Coach. That shouldn't count there. The record is always a 1 rep. That way you get the SWAT too. So this customer calls me and tells me she hears something gushing under her floors. So I told her, shut the water off, and I'll be out there as soon as I can. So I show up, and this is what I find. Big crawl space flooded with water, thousands of gallons of water in this crawl space. So I brought every sump pump that I had with me, and I got 3 of them going, and it took almost 2 hours to pump this water down. There's a second half of this crawl space. It was flooded as well. I mean, it was nothing but water. So while I was waiting, I got another sump pump up and going, and this shower went sideways on me almost instantly once I got into the crawl space. One problem after another, I would fix another problem, another one straight up. I can't fit it all in this one little 60-second video, but here's a sneak peek of the longer content that I'm going to do. An absolute freaking mess. Enjoy. So this customer calls me.